I feel like nobody knows that a new Megan Fox movie came out today, and it's kind of one of the dumbest movies of the year. Let's talk about it. The movie's called Subservience, and Megan Fox plays this lifelike AI model. This guy's wife is in the hospital, and he's kind of struggling to take care of everything at home, so he goes and buys the Megan Fox AI model to help take care of things at home. But of course, Megan Fox's AI is up to more sinister things. She's trying to pretty much replace his wife, seduce him. This thing is being sold as a science fiction thriller or horror movie, and it is neither thrilling or scary in any way, shape, or form. This is more of a dumb sci-fi movie than anything. But really, the best way to describe this is as a combination of Megan and Ex Machina, but if they were made for like the Lifetime channel or the Hallmark channel instead. Like, you know how there's a portion of Book Talk that will only read a book based on how much spice is in it? This is pretty much the movie version of that, which I should have guessed, honestly, since they cast Megan Fox and the dude from the 365 Days movie. There's definitely worse ways to spend almost 2 hours, and Megan Fox's acting is actually pretty decent in this. This thing's like a solid 5 out of 10. It's incredibly dumb, but if you know that going in, you can have fun. I feel like nobody.
Last night I went to Speak No Evil, a film that just came out 2 years ago. This is the American version, even though the other movie's in basically all English the entire time. But, you know, we don't make anything new. Anyway, the film was very frustrating to watch. It honestly annoyed the crap out of me for most of it. If you're looking for a tense thriller, sure, you'll get that here as long as you can turn the brain off to all the stupid-ass decisions these characters make. It's rated R, it's about 2 hours long, felt like 3 hours long, and not a lot happens for a very long time. It's a very slow build film, and the payoff is not really worth it because, again, the characters I was actively rooting would die. All right, I will have a full review on this video shortly, so make sure to subscribe to my channel, Adam Does Movies, to hear those thoughts if you want to.
Here tonight checking out Speak No Evil. I'll be honest with you, I have had nothing but skepticism about this since it was announced. The film, the original, is less than 2 years old. It is a foreign film, but they speak English. There's no subtitles, so it has always felt unnecessary. When you throw Blumhouse's name on there, immediately I think sanitized, I think studio, I think generic. But I've been excited about seeing what James McAvoy is going to do because he does awesome at playing like charismatic creeps. And I've actually heard some really good early reactions to this one. So my interest, my optimism for this one has actually grown quite a bit. I'm excited. So I appreciate the original while not being a movie I enjoy. Maybe I'll enjoy this one. Call me crazy. I actually preferred that to the original. Now, it's not as bleak or as unforgiving as the original. It's much more action-based in the third act. There's a lot more of a siege film flavor to it, but I preferred it. And James McAvoy was fucking awesome.
I am finally seeing Blink twice because you guys said it was worth seeing. I have tried to see this movie 3 times now. My plans kept falling through, but last night I finally went and saw Blink twice, and I'm honestly really glad I caught it before it left theaters. This movie has some fun sound design, and overall it was pretty trippy. It's a psychological thriller with a mystery, and it also happens to be the directorial debut from Zoe Kravitz. That was a fun, twisted ride. It was admittedly a little predictable at times, and I definitely feel like the ending was a little drawn out, and I definitely felt some pacing issues here and there. But for this being Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut, I'm impressed, man. And Channing Tatum did great. Oh, and Christian Slater is hilarious in this movie, man. Just overall, a great cast. I would definitely recommend giving it at least one watch, but it's intense, man. It's intense. And I think I'm gonna go with a 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. I am fine.
Dystopian thrillers are a dime a dozen, but Netflix's Uglies might just set a new standard for disappointment. So, Netflix's new dystopian flick, Uglies, is out, and let's just say it's not winning any awards. Based on the popular YA novel, the movie plunges us into a world where cosmetic surgery is mandatory to eliminate conflict. Sounds intriguing, right? Wrong. Critics are calling it boring, baffling, and downright insulting. The plot is a tangled mess, the characters are paper thin, and the special effects laughable at best. Then, there's Laverne Cox as the villain enforcing this twisted system. Casting a trans woman in this role, not the best move, Netflix. Reviewers argue it perpetuates harmful stereotypes, especially in a story centered around surgical alteration. Overall, Ugly seems to focus more on pumping out content than delivering quality storytelling. If you're looking for a dystopian fix, you might want to swipe left on this one. Netflix, we expected better. That's the scoop on Uglies. Have you watched it? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Am I Racist movie review. Matt Walsh's third piece of media after A Boy Who Wanted to Turn Into a Walrus, or What is a Woman? Am I Racist is a Borat style, funny, dark funny not in the racist way dark, dark, funny movie. It is funny, but it's a state of the times. It talks about news clips and stuff like that are actually going on in this day and age, and he interviews those people in disguise because no one's going to talk to Matt Walsh, and gets to some really poignant questions. Is racism real in America? I'm not going to spoil the end, but I have to give Am I Racist 2 major thumbs up. I watched it in a diverse audience. I recommend you do too, because everyone can laugh at each other. And attached to the end of this, 2 major thumbs up. Attached to the end of this, I've got my own little Matt Walsh moment from this movie. So check out The Barbecue and see.
Exaggerating when I say Transformers 1 is easily the best Transformers movie ever made, so here's my full spoiler-free thoughts on the best and worst parts of the movie. First of all, this is simply just a great origin story for Optimus Prime and Megatron. I love how they build the dynamic between these two characters and how each of them are portrayed individually. I feel like it's one of the best takes on these characters we've honestly seen in a movie. I think the biggest surprise about this movie is how much I really love the visuals and animation, because I'm not gonna lie, when they first announced this and we got the first trailer, I thought it looked pretty bad. I didn't like the character models for the Transformers. I was like, this thing looks absolutely hideous. When I was watching the full movie, the models kind of blend into the visuals perfectly, and the visuals overall, just a lot of the environments look amazing. There's a lot of just really cool looking scenes, and the fight scenes in particular are animated amazingly. Like, genuinely every action scene felt pretty unique in my opinion. There's so many different powers and combos being used and different ways that the transformations themselves are utilized, and it just felt so fresh and unique every time, because honestly, fight scenes are normally my least favorite part of action movies.
I just got done watching Rebel Ridge, the latest Netflix original action thriller, but don't let that scare you away. This one is actually good. Instead of feeling like some factory-produced generic movie for the algorithm, this feels like a throwback, slow burn, you don't know who you're messing with action thriller. It's very much in line with like the first season of Reacher, a little bit like First Blood. The movie immediately drops us into the conflict, establishing the stakes and the urgency, and all throughout the first half of the movie, it keeps cranking up the amount of injustice, so when you get into the back half, it's all about payoff. The movie's designed to keep you on edge, where even the soundtrack has this constant beat to it, where you never feel it let up until the credits start rolling. This movie is very much my kind of thing, and it absolutely delivered what I was hoping for. If you like throwback action movies, check this one out.